At the end of May, I took a flight to a little island called Koh Samui in Thailand to work on my physical and mental health, as well as work on some art projects and creativity. I think that self-imposed solitude has always sort of been a part of my life, in a sense where I am an introvert and I need a lot of time alone. But I think that going away to a new place and taking yourself outside of your typical environment is even more powerful, because essentially you are separating yourself from your identity back home, from the rendezvous and the different distractions that can sort of clog up your channel and your focus within yourself. I'm also here to discover this beautiful country that has so much fantasy and color and mythology that is so inspiring, and I hope that being able to share what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling with you all, that it will inspire you to take a trip by yourself, get a bus ticket, get a plane ticket, bring your journal. Taking ourselves out of our comfort zone and being someplace new is one of the quickest ways to grow, expand, and also be confronted with lessons that we have maybe been avoiding. I know that every time that I take a solo trip by myself, I feel like I grow 10 times more than if I was with other people, because I only have me and the other people that I meet while I'm here. And at times it can be uncomfortable and even lonely to experience solitude in this measure. But having said that, it's also coupled with adventure and wonder and creating a really strong bond with yourself. So this is episode 2 in the Alone in Thailand diaries, and this is what's been going on. So it's about 6 p.m. and I'm getting ready to go out to dinner. I'm going to this vegetarian restaurant that I've been going to basically every day because the ladies there are so nice to me. Honestly, of all the places I've traveled to, Thailand has the kindest people that I have met so far, especially the women have just been so sweet. Tonight, like I said, is the full moon, and the neighboring island has a full moon party, which is like a really big deal. Like 30,000 people go. And this afternoon, with every moon, I like to do journal prompts. Oh, I just wanted to set, don't mind my Airbnb and how messy it is. But yeah, I just wanted to set you guys down because my arm gets tired. But yeah, I was doing these journal prompts. I like to do them every full moon, just to sort of release the last chapter and go into the new chapter with a fresh feeling. And some of them that I was doing were, for example, and you could do these at any time, what is a habit that you're leaving behind this period? For example, and then I had to write a letter to the habits, being like, fuck you, goodbye. Another one was, what are some habits that you would like to bring into or expand inside of your life? It could be like relationships, etc. And I was thinking about how when I get my new apartment that I manifested in Paris when I come back from Thailand, how I would love to have create like a small group once a week with like spiritual creative women, and we just come together and talk about our feelings. Like, that's the kind of shit I love. And I was just like journaling about that, and how important it is to me. Relationships, I think a lot of my life I focused on going inwards because I found that my sort of external relationships, I don't want to say were disappointing, but it always felt like, in a sense, that I was always bringing other people up. I was always trying to, you know, encourage them in their spirituality. But I think also because of the fact that I live in a big city, you know, it's not like I live in Hawaii or a place that's like, you know, very grounding in nature. And so I think there's a lot less spiritual people in Paris, for example. I feel like people can be a lot more cynical or like are in the grind of the day-to-day job. And so talking about like positivity and, you know,
manifestation and things like that, it sort of always felt like I was out of balance with other people. And so this year I've really started to call in those relationships that I feel are like equally balanced and that we can bring each other up. Not to say that like, oh my gosh, like I have it all figured out or anything, but I do feel like it's been a priority for me over these past years to go inward and do a lot of self-development work. And I feel like a lot of people, that's not necessarily a priority to them, or maybe they don't have the time or the motivation. And so I feel like yeah, I made it a priority to do a lot of self-work, and in turn I didn't really seek out or nourish very strong like female spiritual friendships. And that's something that's really important to me. And I was like writing about that, how in my new apartment I want to have like these small groups, and I just really wanted my place to be like a place of community. And as I was writing this, mind you, I've been on this island since Tuesday and I have met nobody except for the ladies at the vegan restaurant. And suddenly, all of a sudden, as I'm writing about like spiritual relationships and friendships, this girl sitting next to me just like gets my attention and was saying, hey, like, do you know anything about the full moon party tonight? Because I was thinking about going. And I was like, honestly, no, because that's not really like my vibe. Like, I don't drink anymore and I don't really party. And she was like, oh, like I don't either, but I'm really into like manifestation and law of attraction. And we ended up talking for an hour about just like our different experiences and about angels and like all of that shit that I love. And I don't know if this has happened to you. It hasn't happened to me very often, where you just meet somebody and you're on the same frequency. You are sort of like on the same level in your spiritual journey, and you know, you have a lot of the same ideas and positivity. And we just like clicked immediately. Her name is Michelle and she's from Austria and she sings. I just immediately felt like so happy to have made this new friend. And we decided that tonight we're going to do our own little moon ceremony. We're gonna get dressed up and do glitter, and I'm just super excited about that because I sort of let go of the expectation that I would meet anybody on this island, because it is so deserted. And that's part of the thing that I loved, because I'm like, I need to do work and I like being on my own. But the fact that I was just scripting about like wanting to have more friendships grounded in spirituality, and then I meet this person, I just felt like it was a really beautiful gift. And yeah, so we're gonna do that tonight. I also feel like, for example, and you guys can probably attest to this as well, the more places that you are in nature, I think the more you are bound to meet people who are into like yoga and spirituality and all that, because it is like an important part of, I think, feeling grounded is spending time in nature. For example, you'll notice that a lot of like, you know, spiritual YouTubers live in like Hawaii, or yeah. And so I don't know if it's just the fact that I'm in Thailand and this place calls people who are doing like a lot of inner work, or if it's just my angels have got it all figured out. But I'm excited for that, and I've only been here for like 2 full days. So I'm excited for all the people I'm gonna meet, all the surprises that are coming my way. Wow, I can't wait, universe. It's gonna be awesome. So yeah, anyway, another one of the prompts that I'm going to do is imagine yourself a year from now and write a letter to yourself as if you were that person a year from now. Like, how have you changed? How have you grown? And I'm just trying to remember in my day-to-day to really focus on having faith and believing that I can literally have anything that I desire, and that it's all happening now, you know? And I think that's probably one of the reasons why I am here at this chapter in my life. Like, obviously there's so many things coming to a close. For example, my art studio, not having that community anymore. I mean, I could have it, like I could visit them, but it just feels like there's a lot of changes going on, you know, getting this apartment, all of this stuff. And I feel like I've been tested in a lot of ways as well recently, around just like what I'm willing to accept and what I'm not, around just like my belief in abundance and things like that. I'm also just really trying to tap into that playful, fun energy. I think people always think of spirituality as being like so serious and all that, but in reality, the closest that I ever feel to like some higher power is when I'm doing something goofy, like a stupid photo shoot where I'm pretending ghosts are coming through the curtain, because that is childlike wonder, you know what I mean? Anyway, if we do the full moon party tonight, I don't know if we're gonna do it tonight or tomorrow, but I will definitely film some of it. And yeah, I just feel like I honestly didn't think I was gonna meet anybody on this island because it's so deserted. So yeah, I feel like this newfound excitement of like, anything's possible, baby. Anything's possible if you just believe. Also, yeah, let's just not talk about the snake anymore. I was gonna say something about the snake, but... And I also wanted to say that I was quite worried coming here in June because I knew, hold on, I wanna open the door. Because I knew that it was rainy season, but it really hasn't rained since I've been here. So I would definitely encourage you guys to come to Thailand in June, because as well, like the Airbnbs are super cheap during this month because it's like off season, but I don't really see it being rainy. So maybe I'm just lucky, but anyway, yeah.
I don't know what this sauce is, but it looks like glitter. Ooh.
Who's ready for some full moon magic? Do you know why it's so important to do these ceremonies for the full moon? I remember I did one like 2 or 3 years ago when I was at my first art studio away from my school. This beautiful art studio with bay vitre windows where I had access to the roof, and it was so amazing. And I just remember one night I wrote out my manifestations on pieces of paper, things I wanted to release and things that I wanted to come to fruition, and I burned them on the roof, and I was jumping up and down, imagining having them and saying how excited I was, and they literally all came true. So I think it's really important to create rituals and ceremonies like this, because it gets you in this playful energy, and I'm really excited because, like I said, I met that girl and we're gonna do that together. So yeah, I have all of my manifestations. There's a lot of them in this hat. They're not just like things I want, but also ways I want to feel and ways that I want to trust. For example, I want to always make choices from a place of love and not fear. I want to always believe that I'm fully protected and that I don't need to respond to triggers. For example, I think it's easy to be positive when things are all going well, but for example, you know, when someone says something that triggers you, or you are in an unexpected situation, I think our immediate reaction is to stress and respond to that. And I know that's something that I've really had to work through, because I want to remember that no matter what, it's all working out for me, so I don't need to respond to triggers in any kind of way. I also recently wrote out a list of my triggers just to sort of get in touch with what are the things that bother me so that I can work on those. So I wrote out my negative triggers, and then I also wrote out my positive triggers. For example, one of them is when I'm walking down the street and a stranger, especially if it's a female, because I feel like as females we're taught to have so much competition with each other. When a female smiles at me, that is a positive trigger for me, and that makes me feel really good. Another one is when I'm feeling tired and I have plans with somebody and I want to cancel, and then they actually cancel first, and that's a positive trigger because I'm like, yes, they canceled first, I don't have to cancel. Like things like that. And I think by writing down our negative triggers, we're more equipped. For example, one of my negative triggers, I'm not going to share a lot of them because I think that some of these we should keep to ourselves because they're more personal, but I've always been really triggered by sounds. Like I get more than most people, like if I'm at a cafe and I hear like a kid playing next to me. Like it'll really like trigger me, and I think it's just, I've always been really, really sensitive to sounds in my environment, and I get frustrated by that, and so I think knowing that can really help. I don't know how, but I guess just like knowing what frustrates you or what can cause you to feel angsty, for example. Another one for me would be when I feel like people are condescending towards me. That'll really trigger me. I think that's kind of a basic one that everyone feels, but I think especially like being a female and being young in like a world, especially lately, I've had to deal with like a lot of like older male adults, like with this whole buying the house situation, all this, and I feel like I've just been like extra triggered, and yeah, I'm releasing all that shit because my angels are working things out for me. So yeah, I'm going to invite my new friend over. I'm gonna loan her one of my dresses. We're gonna do this ceremony. As they say, doing things in 2s and 3s is always great because you're creating an energy together, and I really think that everyone that we meet is sort of a divine meeting to either teach us something or to bless us. You guys can also do this with me if you like. Write down some beautiful things that you're wanting to manifest into your life. Full moon is always a good time to do it, but you can do it at any time. You're not on Earth's timing, you're on your timing, baby. Where are you from?
I'm from Austria.
And what are you hoping to find in Thailand?
I'm hoping to find
True love.
love in myself.
Aww.
Yes, just love, nice souls.
If you could tell yourself 1 year ago today one word of encouragement, what would you tell yourself from 1 year ago?
That all of my feelings are worthy to feel, and that I have to love myself unconditionally, and that I'm spiritually gifted, and I should not give up. Never give up. Yes.
And what do you think is the thing that helped you the most this last year to expand?
I think it was really important to listen to myself, to take time alone, and also talk to people who I love. And I think it was also helpful for me to listen to some podcasts and starting to say affirmations to me like every day.
Yeah.
And when I started, I felt like it's crazy and it is for nothing, but the more you do it, the more often you do it, the more it starts to change something in your mind. Yeah.
I believe so too. My favorite affirmation right now is I can relax, I can do less and receive more, because I feel like we always think we have to do so much, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
What's your favorite affirmation?
My favorite one now is I can deeply trust myself and the universe.
Aww.
And everything that I wish for wants me more.
Oh! It's weird, right?
Do you feel the same that I feel?
It's kind of like looking in the mirror, right? I mean, we don't look alike, but it's like a... Are you getting scared?
Yeah!
Okay, I'm burning the
I have to get grounded to the earth now because it's like a little bit like
Yeah, but you know what it is? It's that now we're
I never felt something like this.
Now we're connected because of this.
The last thing I felt like this when I was really high. I'm not joking, really. Really.
You were doing a burn.
Maybe we are twins.
But how are we twins? We're not twins. How do you want us to be twins? We don't have the same mom.
Yeah. But
And we're 10 years apart.
yeah, but don't you feel something strange happening?
Like twin souls.
Yeah, maybe.
Not like actual twins.
Yeah.
Like maybe in another life we were actually.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, life is beautiful, right? I got my chocolate milk. I'm walking up a hill. I'll go until the road stops. I'm not walking anywhere in the grass with these open-toed shoes. I'm gonna explore a little bit and see where this road takes me. Yesterday I saw some wild chickens. This is gonna, ooh, it looks a little bit like rabied out. Oh, okay, bye. Yeah, I'll probably end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been really cool to take you guys along this adventure with me. It feels like we're on vacation together. And yeah, like I said, while I'm here, I'm working on music. It's like a little residency for myself. I'm working on designing journals. So if you guys are in the market for a beautiful affirmation journal, I have designed some myself with paintings that I made on the cover. I'm working on the 3rd edition while I'm here. It's gonna be so sick. I'm so excited for that one. As well as I have a guided affirmation workbook, which a lot of you guys have loved. I also just wanted to say thank you so much for all of you who have left reviews on my books. Like, it means so much to me, like seeing like how it's helped you guys, and it also really helps the book. So if you have enjoyed the journal or the book, please leave it a review. I also have a Patreon out where you can get extra podcast episodes. We do Zoom parties. We're gonna do some Paris meetups this summer, unless I fall in love in Thailand, and in that case I'll probably stay here. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Ah, look at that sun. Woo! As well as lastly, go stream my music. I'm so excited to be making new music here. Also, with the girl that I met this afternoon, we were talking about music and how, yeah, like I feel like I've manifested a lot of creative collaborations, which I've really desired. Like, I've desired to work with other people. I was watching this one Caroline Polachek interview, and she was talking about how making music is more meaningful with other people, and I definitely agree. And I'm really excited for you guys to hear my new music, but also to stream what I already have out and see the evolution. So go stream that. My first EP is called Tower Moments, and it's moments of my life, like big breaking points.
Hello!
Hi! See, that was friendly. That wasn't like catcalling. I'm so used to vlogging now that I really just don't give a fuck. I'm so like shameless. I'll go into any store with my camera. Cause like, why should I care? You know what I mean? It's between me and you guys. Anyway, what I was saying about my album is that it's yeah, it was during a time in my life where I really needed to make music to heal. So there's sad songs, pop songs, and it's a lot of experimenting with genre, electro pop, etc. From what I've heard from you guys as well, as you guys find it like very creative, which I think is really cool, because yeah, what I love about like making music is also like le côté plastique, like the side of it that can be like really textury and sculptural when you're creating like beats and things like that. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments if you have listened to my songs, and if you haven't, what are you doing? Go listen to them. I'd love to hear what your favorite song is as I continue to make music. Me, I'm so fucking scared of seeing snakes. Anyway, I'd love to hear what your guys' favorite song was. You can stream on Spotify, I'll link that down below. But yeah, anyway, I'll end the vlog here because it could go on forever. I'm here for another month, so expect tons of vlogs. I hope to meet many cool people like Michelle. And yeah, I love you guys. Bye.